Hi guys, it's Wengie. Welcome back to my channel.
I'm worth the wait. You know I'm better by the way. I do it better.
And today we're celebrating my new song, Do It Better.
You forget anything you can do, I can do better.
And I'm doing that today by teaching you guys how to do your skincare better and how to build a really good foundational skincare routine. And I've been researching skincare for a very long time. Like, it's my literal hobby. I've been reading up on ingredients. When I was 16, 17, I literally borrowed a skincare Bible by Paula Begau, woman behind Paula's Choice Products. I read her skincare Bible when I was like 17. So I've been like a skincare nerd for a long time. I don't know if you guys like know this about me. I don't always like talk about it, but it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy and love doing it. So today I'm going to sit down and giving you tips on basically how to build your skincare routine. This is so important, guys. All right. So the first thing you need for your skincare routine is a sunscreen. Like, whether you're in your teens, 20s or 30s, 40s, 50s, a good sunscreen is the basis of your whole entire skincare routine. Find yourself your favorite sunscreen. That is your one project to do this week, okay? Go like to the store and try different like sunscreen formulations, see what you love, see what you don't love. There's a lot of finishes and there's lots of types of sunscreen. There's physical blocking sunscreen and chemical sunscreen. If you're in America, it will tend to be all physical blockers, and this is like titanium dioxide. So it will be based on those physical blocking ingredients, which basically creates a shield between the sun and your skin, or chemical blockers, which more absorb the like UV rays and like dissipates them. So the reason why chemical blockers are not as popular in America is they do sink in to the bloodstream. So FDA hasn't like approved them to be of like safe to use. But it hasn't been a problem. Like Japan, Asia, Korea, they all use chemical sunscreens for a very long time, and they are some of the best selling sunscreens. We don't know if it has like long-term effects, like 50 years, but it has been generally safe. And I actually prefer using chemical sunscreens because they just have a better texture and they don't leave that white cast. And I don't really like that white cast. If it makes you use your sunscreen every day, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons at the end of the day. Like, there's cons to everything that you use that may be unsafe for you, but you know, I just love using chemical sunscreens. So some of my favorites are the Biore one. I also found this one from Japan that I really, really love. So those two are my favorite sunscreens that I wear now. But like, your job right now is to have that foundational product, which is your sunscreen. I'm going to also list a ton of my favorites from Amazon down below in the description as well. So you can look through them and see if you want to try any of them. I would be using the sunscreen every single day as the last step of your skincare routine. And yes, I'm starting in the last step, but like, it's the most important. So we're gonna now move on to the first step. So your first step will always be cleansing. So you need to find a cleanser that you love as a foundation to your skincare routine. And there's different types of cleansers. There's oil cleansers, there's balm cleansers, there's cream cleansers, there's gel cleansers, and there's now this like powder cleanser that's like an exfoliating cleanser that you mix. These are all different products and have different uses. I would just suggest having 2 different cleansers in your routine, or even 1. It depends if you're a heavy makeup user or not. If you're not a heavy makeup user, you only need 1 cleanser really in your routine. But if you're a heavy makeup user, you probably want a cleanser for days that you wear heavy makeup. You don't want to be using cleanser that removes heavy makeup every single day, especially if you have dry skin. So what I found is, if you have dry skin, balm cleansers, oil cleansers, cream cleansers work really, really well. And if you have skin on like the more oilier side, gel cleansers that are really great for them. It really depends. I really can't tell you what you should use. But I would also start the journey of trying a bunch of different cleansers and seeing which one suits your skin and which one you love. And you want to stick to one good cleanser for every day. And for the makeup removing cleanser, I would use a oil cleanser or a balm cleanser. Especially the Shu Uemura oil cleanser I've used many times. It's really good at removing waterproof makeup and heavy makeup. And then you follow with your everyday cleanser and do a double cleanse is what I would recommend. And also, if you want a custom recommendation from me and like tell me like what your issues are and what you're already using, you can do this through my lovely community of beauties, and you just join with a membership and I'll do my best to recommend a product that I think will totally really suit you. The second step that you need for your solid skincare routine is a toner. And I absolutely love my toners. I cannot live without this step of my skincare routine. And toners are different in Western beauty as Eastern beauty. So the Eastern toners tend to be thicker and more moisturizing. I find when you go to Western beauty stores, like if you're in America, Australia, the toners are very clarifying and refreshing, and they do different things. And it really depends on the type of skin that you have. Make sure there's no alcohol in your toners. So I'm gonna give my personal recommendation because I do not have acne prone skin, but for drying skin that like you want to plump up, you know, I'm in my 30s, so plumping up and like anti-aging is very important for me. I love this rice toner. I currently use it right now. I absolutely love it. And what you want to do with your toners is to layer them on your skin. And if your toner has hyaluronic acid in them, which a lot of moisturizing toners do, just make sure that you do it while your skin is damp and moist, because the hyaluronic acid actually pulls in moisture from outside, which means if your skin is dry, it's going to pull out the moisture from your own skin, which actually dries it. And a lot of people don't know this about using hyaluronic acid. So if you use hyaluronic acid, be in a moist environment, preferably after your shower, or have like some water and your skin is damp, do it after cleansing, or spray on some water on your face before you apply the hyaluronic acid, and then spray on some water afterwards to make sure that your toner isn't actually just pulling moisture from your own skin and drying you out. This is an important step. The other thing about toners that I think is really important is it's better to layer thin amounts multiple times on your face than just go in heavy. I would do like 2 and 3 thin layers on your face, and that absorbs way better. I also use toners on a cotton pad to wipe my face in the morning instead of cleansing, because I don't really love to over cleanse my skin. So that's something else I do, and that's completely up to you whether you want to include that in your skincare routine. Toners are like just a lovely refresher, or like if you want to wipe away dirt and debris, I use the toner to wipe it away. Again, I have recommendations down below, or if you want to ask me, join my community of beauties. So my third step to my skincare routine is always vitamin C in the morning. You could use vitamin C at night as well, but it really depends on what other product you're going to layer on at night, and we're going to go into this as I get to step 4. So at nighttime, you can skip step 3, but during the day, vitamin C is so important. One, it helps you produce collagen in your skin, which keeps, you know, your skin looking young and plump. And it also brightens your skin. So even if you don't need like anti-aging yet, it really evens and brightens your complexion. So it's really good for your skin regardless of what age you are. And having a good vitamin C product is so important to every skincare routine. So I love the Timeless vitamin C right now, and I'll link that down below for you guys. SkinCeuticals one is obviously the like queen of vitamin C's. It's just very expensive. And once you start researching into skincare, like expensive doesn't always mean it's better, just as long as you have the active or the ingredients that you want in your skincare routine, and that ingredient is of a good quality. I'll give you some choices down below that have been well reviewed. Again, if you want like personal recommendations, if you have a budget and you want to like Q&A me in my community, let me know and I'll find one that's perfect for you. So the fourth step of your skincare routine is going to be retinols or chemical exfoliants. And you could either kind of alternate between these two, or depending on your age, maybe chemical exfoliants is for you. And if you're kind of older, then we start retinols. But usually using these two in the same time is quite harsh on your skin, and you may find irritation. And a lot of people are sensitive to retinols and chemical exfoliants as well. So for this fourth step, I would really be careful and start low and work your way up to these things. And the important thing about finding skincare in this category is looking at the percentage of active ingredients, because the higher the percent, the more robust it is, but the more irritating for your skin. So I would recommend, if you're in your 30s, late 20s, maybe start on a retinol, and that's what I'm using as well. I use retinols over chemical exfoliants, and I will kind of alternate. If I feel like my skin is getting like really thick, I will then not use retinol for that night and go go for the chemical exfoliant, but majority of the time I just use retinol. This helps with collagen production, keeps your skin young and plump, and keeps that texture really, really refined. Because I found like as I got older, my skin texture felt like thicker and thicker, and it didn't look as like translucent as it used to. And that's what this category of product is here to solve. If you're on the younger side and you're not quite ready to jump into retinols, having a good chemical exfoliant like an AHA or a BHA is really going to keep your skin glowing. But don't do manual exfoliants. I know that was like a whole fad. I remember growing up with the St. Ives apricot scrub, and I would scrub my face every day, and I so regret that because that is so bad for your skin. The reason why manual exfoliants aren't as good is they're not even. Like if you think of a bunch of little pieces of beads or sharp things like running over your skin, finish is not going to be like an even polish, and it doesn't go into your pores. And also those micro beads are very bad for the environment. So I would pick a chemical exfoliant because they go really deep into your pores and like clean it out really, really evenly. So this solves things like, you know, blackheads, whiteheads, like skin buildup, a lot of great things. And I would, you know, even if you're older, I would even work in a chemical exfoliant maybe a couple times a week. Chemical exfoliant, I use the Sunday Riley one, which I really, really love. And it's more on the expensive side, but I've just found really, really great results from that one. And for the retinol, I haven't settled on one yet. I've tried a bunch of these, including the one from The Ordinary, and I will list them down below in your link. Keep in mind, guys, with this kind of stuff, it doesn't need to be super expensive for it to work. Your fifth step is going to be moisturizer. Now, when I grew up, there was like this myth that I thought moisturizers added moisture to your skin. But as I found out and really looked into skincare, it actually doesn't really do that a lot. You should add moisture in your skin through hyaluronic acid and the toner, which is like the step 2 that I talked about. And then the moisturizer is really to seal up all those great ingredients. And guys, you could use a serum before your retinol and before your moisturizer. I'm not going to talk about serums and essences. Serums and essences are kind of in the same category, only because this is like, I'm talking about like a basic skincare routine. We're not talking about a 10-step, 8-step. If you want to add serums and essences, I would do it after the vitamin C. But we're not going into that today. If you want a more complicated skincare like routine, let me know down below and I can talk through a lengthier one. But this is for girls that want to keep it simple. So moisturizer is supposed to seal in all the goodness, and it should happen after retinol. It also will help with the irritation for retinol by using the moisture afterwards. I would look at the retinol product and see whether you should use a moisturizer out of it, because different products have different instructions, and retinol is just one of those ingredients where you kind of want to make sure that you're using it correctly. But moisturizer is always my final step. And of course, if it's during the daytime, you then follow up with the sunscreen. Like I said, sunscreen is the final step. But at nighttime, your moisturizer should really work to seal in everything, and that would be your final step. The other thing about moisturizer, guys, is you don't have to spend a lot of money on moisturizer. Moisturizer as a product is actually quite simple, and a lot of people find really good results with super simple like moisturizers from CeraVe, from like the drugstore. Don't be spending all your money on moisturizers. If you're gonna put money into any part of your skincare routine, it's gonna be your retinols, it's gonna be your exfoliants, and it's gonna be, you know, your vitamin C. Those are the products I would spend more money in to make sure those ingredients work. The rest of it, you could go with more cheaper brands and they still work well, especially moisturizer and especially cleanser. These two are the things that I would spend the least money on because it really doesn't matter, guys. If you have the budget though, it really feels great to have like a La Mer moisturizer, and I used La Mer for a while too, and I love the product, but you don't have to go there. But if you can afford it, it's worth it, girls. So for me, I'm currently using the Clinique moisturizer for my daytime, and on nighttime I'm using this from a Korean dermatology brand. And also, again, if you want to consult me in my community of beauties, join the membership and ask me your question. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Follow these steps and you'll have the perfect skincare routine, and you really don't need to add anything extra unless you want to. I have so much fun with skincare. I do a lot of extra steps just cause I want to and spend the time. And if you want me to like talk through all these like fun things like masks, serums, essences, you know, all this kind of fun stuff, devices, I'm more than happy to do videos on that. Let me know down below. And also, please join my community, guys. I'm more than happy to help you out with anything, all the questions you have, as well as get to know me better. I'll be posting random like updates in there that I won't just do on videos. And also don't forget to support my music by streaming Do It Better. If you can, like buy the track, I would love to have your support on that as well. Or stream it 100 times, add to your playlist, whatever you can do. It's such a fun summer bop and I know you'll love it. So guys, I'll see you again on this channel super soon. And I love you guys so much. Bye. Mwah.